Hello, my name is Drennan Kessinger, and I'm going to talk about databases. So just a brief definition. A database is a collection of information that is organized so that it can easily be accessed, managed, and updated. In one view, databases can be classified according to types of content, such as bibliographic, full text, numeric, and images. And just a brief history of databases. Computerized databases came about in the 1960s when businesses began using computers more and more as they became more and more cost effective. The two first models that were most prevalent were the codicil model and the IMS hierarchical model. So how can you classify databases? There's three ways: through the contents, which is bibliographic, document text, or statistical content; the application area, which could be anything from banking, accounting, to a manufacturing company; or through technical aspects, such as the structure of the interface type. So how are these structures organized? Well, they can be organized 5 ways: schemes, tables, queries, reports, or views. So how do you manage the database? The database itself is just a program full of data. However, database management systems are software programs that do 2 key functions. 1, capturing and analyzing the data, and 2, maximizing the value of the data. So what are some types of database management systems? There are 2 types. The enterprise database management system, which is mostly used by corporations and governments because of a large scalability. And then there's the personal database management system, which have low scalability and are used more for personal projects or for used as a learning tool. Scalability is what is the potential for growth with the database? How big of a project can the database take on? That's what scalability means, which is why governments and corporations want a large scalability. Relational database management. This idea was invented by E.F. Codd in the 70s, and it's really taken off, and it's the most popular type of database management. It's popular because it's easy to understand and use. Its organization is made up of tables of columns and rows. So what are some databases that people use every day? Netflix and Hulu, which are popular streaming sites, use databases all the time. If you use a weather app, that's a database. Online banking is a database of your personal finances. And if you store music or things like photos on a cloud, that is also a database. What are some databases used in business? Well, databases can be used for personnel management, or they can be used for customer management, which is important because if you have a customer that has 1 or 2 orders that they constantly order, then you can now track that and automate it so it is a constant process. And then there's inventory tracking and analysis of data. So what are some popular systems? The most popular one is Oracle. Then there's also MySQL and Microsoft MySQL. So Oracle being the most popular, why is it popular? Well, 1, it's easy to integrate and set up. 2, it has a large scalability and quick analytics. And then also it has simplified access for your IT and support staff. What are some advantages of databases? Well, they reduce data redundancy. There is improved data security, and also a reduced data entry and storage costs for the users. So what are some disadvantages? Because mostly we've talked about databases in a positive light. Well, first of all, they are expensive, which could deter some small business owners or people from using one. They also require upkeep and a staff to upkeep them, which means that you also need trained personnel and staff on site to handle your database. So for a database to meet the ACID criteria means that your database is a well-functioning and well-organized database. And this criteria is atomicity, consistency, isolation, and durability. Thank you for listening, and I encourage you to do more research on the topic. Here are my sources.